Hey there, Capricorn. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to your tarot card reading for September 2023. Throughout the month, the planet of war, Mars, passes through the peaceful sign of Libra, and this reading taps into that energy. I'm pulling a couple of oracle cards to see what in particular is being highlighted for you this month. With the energy of aggressive and action-oriented Mars and the charming and harmonious Libra, this time may reveal how you handle conflicts, how you keep the peace, or how you deal with the needs of others compared to your own. Once I lay out the cards, I'll identify their positions, go through the meanings, do clarifications, and at the end of the reading, I will close with a message for additional guidance. So take with you whatever resonates and leave behind for others whatever does not. Okay, so here we are looking at what is highlighted for you this month. You have this Mary Poppins card, and you have the ancient grandmother teacher. It says, I am the teacher that leads with self-knowledge. So both of these characters kind of are teachers, are those that kind of show you that there is kind of magic in your environment, but also with day-to-day, like incorporating magic day-to-day into your life, there's a set of order and discipline, constraint that needs to be kind of implemented. And then there is a concept of like wisdom that you gain from your own experiences, but something about certain people, connecting with certain people that will help you set up a framework for that. So at the bottom of the deck, the influencing energy of the reading, we have here the 10 of Cups. So this is a sense of emotional support, sharing your ups and downs with people that you love. So perhaps there's someone in your community, someone that you care about that is helping you to trust yourself, or possibly learn that sometimes a little restriction and constraint can strengthen something. So first, we identify what's right in front of you. You have the Hanged Man. Second, we look at what's been holding you back. You have the Page of Swords. Third, we check out the best course of action, Queen of Wands. Fourth, we dive into the heart of the situation. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Fifth, we explore what will motivate you to act. You have the Two of Cups. And finally, we reveal the potential outcome. You have here the Hierophant, which is can be seen as a mentor or a teacher. You know, to some degree, it could be that you are the teacher for someone here, someone that you care about. With the Hanged Man right in front of you, it is a sense that you are kind of practicing constraint yourself. You are practicing intentionally, like holding back on something. Maybe it's how you communicate with someone. Perhaps it could be, you know, indulging in something that you want to do, but kind of doing what you have to do. And here, what's holding you back, or what's been holding you back, is this Page of Swords. And that could be like maybe needing, or someone needing, a new approach to something. Or it could be just What's been holding you back is maybe how you've been communicating, how you've been approaching a situation. So I'm actually starting to see this in a different way. It's almost as what's right in front of you is maybe the need for restraint, and what's been holding you back is this desire to kind of maybe prove what you know, kind of acting too hastily, and it may be that you're teaching each other about communication and restraint to a certain degree. So I'm going to take a look at this hangman that's right in front of you. You have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is another card of communication, and I would say that this is a good court card to represent the Justice card in the major arcana that represents the sign of Libra. So it's almost a sense of like you needing to, possibly hold back, practice some restraint, really make sure that whatever you're about to communicate is not coming from a place of ego, that you're not trying to kind of play a battle of, I know better than you. There's a way to kind of teach something by demonstrating and kind of serving as a role model. So, it's almost like whatever it is you're trying to convey to whoever it is that you're trying to convey a message to, you need to really embrace that message and how you deliver it. So, for example, if you are telling someone that they need to grow up and they need to be more mature and to kind of carry themselves with dignity and pride, you can't be screaming in their face and like insulting them in the process. You kind of have to deliver that message in a way that your ego is taken out of it. You are showing some restraint, and how you deliver it is kind of like your heart and your mind are balanced, and it's more about making sure the person like understands what you're communicating as opposed to trying to be taught something. So let's see about the Page of Swords holding you back. You have another Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords can come off as immature. They are very much, want to learn more. They want to find out information, and they might want to kind of shove that information in other people's faces. So it's almost a sense of like what's been holding you back is just your impulse. However you've kind of learned to communicate, however you've learned to kind of convey messages, it could be that it's like you need to do it the way that you want. And that's more that Mars energy of kind of being aggressive, kind of doing things now, and not necessarily looking at the graceful style in which you communicate something. So let's take a look at the best course of action here, which is this Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, that to me is like, this could be a person. It could be someone that you look up to, someone that you see kind of dealing with conflict or issues in a way that is graceful, but confident, and that people want to kind of mold to their will without it being too demanding. So I'm going to take a look at this Queen of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So it's almost like the best course of action is kind of almost kind of learn from this person, learn how a communication or maybe even a critique or negative feedback is an opportunity for someone to kind of improve their own self-worth or improve their knowledge, or kind of like to enhance their magic. It's kind of a way of like almost like truly helping someone see the value in like acting in a certain way, carrying yourself in a certain way, without kind of like having to instruct and tell someone like this is what you need to do, almost like a child. So it is more kind of making me think about Mary Poppins, this concept of like her creating situations where, you know, the children could kind of have fun with the magic, but also learn a certain lesson. It's almost like presenting that opportunity to kind of carry yourself confidently. So if there is a friend of yours or someone who kind of does that, maybe kind of mirroring that or getting advice from that person. Here at the heart of the situation, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like this is your Capricorn energy of like, you know, you get things done, you kind of do the hard work, you are focused on, you know, the next step. It's almost, you are a little bit, it's almost like you feel like you are already putting a lot of time and dedication to certain things for your material future. So it could be that you just don't really put much thought into how to gracefully convey something, or don't see much of the need for it, the benefit of it. But it also could be that you're, you know, just a little bit, you already feel like you're so disciplined that they should, maybe whoever you are communicating with, should kind of see that you have been restraining yourself. And so it's almost like by the time you want to convey something, it's like, well, don't you see that it's already been this way? Or like, it doesn't seem like these are like full on arguments. It's just like conveying information in a way that is like a little bit more kind of helpful. So here we have the Seven of Swords. So this is something that's hidden. This is typically liar, stealer, cheater vibes, but it also could be a sense of not really being seen, or it's not really acknowledged, the things that you do to try to keep the peace. This person is kind of supposed to be like stealing some swords there. So walking away, taking away, you know, swords that people could hurt themselves with, others could hurt each other with. And so to me, it's like they're not seeing the constraint or how much that you're holding back, because you're not communicating that to them. So here, what will motivate you to act? You have the Two of Cups. This is like two people kind of showing up on the same page, emotionally connected and communicating, and being honest with each other, and really wanting to kind of be a team. So let's see here. We have the Star here. So the Star comes after the Tower in the Major Arcana. So it may be that there is some, you know, there has been some upset or argument in the past, and this is kind of like getting back into the routine of things. But honestly, having a discussion about, you know, how you operate, how you kind of are trying to demonstrate or trying to convey things or trying to teach someone how to do something. You know, it could be like you're teaching someone how to be more responsible with their money, or you're trying to teach someone to go out there and, get a job. But instead of like telling them what to do, kind of like showing them how to carry yourself in a certain way, where it's almost like you're adding value to them without, in the process, belittling them. Not saying that you're doing that intentionally. It just could be just how you've been, communicating lately. So here, with the potential outcome being the Hierophant, it's a sense of kind of like having rules in place or doing things that are like traditional. So if there's a problem, talk about it. If you guys can't figure it out yourself, maybe, there's someone you both trust that can help you to figure it out. Like, maybe like a counselor or a friend. And here we have the Four of Cups to clarify. So to me, it is a sense of you need like to have a structure for handling your disappointment, handling your kind of not really seeing the potential in the positives around you, because ultimately, like this Ten of Cups, that's really in reality what's going on around you. That's what you have access to. But if you kind of just go at things, and I typically think of the Page of Swords as a kid on Christmas morning who just like gets a toy sword and just kind of just starts swinging it around, not really caring about what they hit or how to play with it, or not having that control and constraint because they're so anxious and so eager to kind of do what they want to do and have things their way. They don't really kind of look around at potential consequences. So here with the Four of Cups, that's also when there's like introspection to the point of not really knowing what's going on around you. It's a sense of you really either having rules in place or a framework, I should say, in place for when that happens, so that you are prompted to actually talk about things, or also, just to make sure that you are investing time to kind of learn how to be more graceful in your communications, how to like come from more of an emotional place, as opposed to like getting things done, getting information across. It's almost like these Mary Poppins and this teacher is a way for you to kind of understand, like, you have an influence on this other people. There seems to be a specific person that this applies to in general, and that you both are kind of teaching each other in different ways, but you want to, the best way to learn is to kind of try to raise each other up. So I'm going to go ahead and close off this reading with a guiding message. It says, leaping through the air. A plan you have made is on track. If you are waiting for something to work and stop putting off ideas or projects, if you're waiting for something, get to work and stop putting off ideas or projects you are considering. So this could be like this communication or this style of communication that you're learning over here is really going to possibly help you to get back on track with whatever you kind of are seeing as your like main goal, or where you've been putting most of your resources. It might just like work together to advance both of those situations. So Capricorn, I hope this reading provides a helpful perspective of your month. We'll see you next time. Take care.